That famous over-exaggeration when he used to say, I'm so bored I could die. The day on Boredom Must Die, I was so bored I looked into light speed travel and hyperdrives. Good question, who shot first, Alderaan or the Death Star? Imagine being hurled through space with the same amount of energy that it took to blow up Alderaan. Remember as a child using your imagination to pretend you're in a space voyage? And if you don't have memories of this, that's okay. I mean, I'll tell you what right now, because imagination is rated E, it's for everyone, so don't be afraid to use your imagination. But pretend being on an intergalactic voyage, whether you're a Star Trek person or Star Wars, I'm not going to judge, although I like Star Wars more. So I'll slightly secretly judge just a little. I always imagined being a fighter pilot growing up when I was little. Fighting the Empire to liberate the galaxy. Growing up, I couldn't afford many toys, and I would absolutely piss my parents off. I would drive them nuts by what I used to do. But I used to make ships out of foil, and I would have intergalactic battles between the rebellion and the Empire. And boy, they got so pissed when I got into the foil. It would make such a mess, but I would make little starships, and it was cool because I could blow them up and tear apart the foil. Did you guys have any fun imaginative like childhoods growing up? Like Boom or Stars?
I used to do the same thing, just not with tinfoil. I was fortunate enough to have Legos. So like a lot of my Lego building was just simply like, what kind of crazy like spaceship can I build and still have like these little Lego men look like they're flying it, right? So like literally, we're talking like extra guns on the sides. We're
Oh yeah.
talking like, you know what I mean? Just all types of crazy shit that like a little kid could do with just like Legos. You know what I'm saying? And I
With
mean,
like Kingdom Hearts 2, where you can build your own ship and people could build it out of just straight guns.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, literally the same concept.
Oh hell yeah! What about you, Stars?
Just like Boom, I was fortunate to have Legos, but I didn't get started into Legos until later. But when I was younger, I had the Hot Wheels,
Oh, there you go.
and also there was like I had these toy planes that was like Hot Wheels, but they were like made the same way, like with metal and stuff. These planes, and I would use those as my like starship or my TIE fighters and stuff, and I watched Star Wars when I was younger and stuff, and so like I would act like those were my
Yeah,
fucking
your
planes
X-wing and
and
your
stuff.
TIE fighters
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah.
like I would act like those, and like if I don't have another airplane or something, I would use another car flying
Hell
in the
yeah,
air
and
and stuff.
X-wing
So
NASCAR version.
yeah, so, TIE fighter here, like, but like I would just like do that and play with stuff, and then I'd be outside in the fucking have like a pile of dirt and act like I'm on Tatooine and stuff. But like I loved Star Wars and stuff, and so like sometimes I would get the airplanes I had and act like they were going into freaking
Oh
speed or
hell
whatever,
yeah,
like
dropping
light
out right
speed.
in
And
the middle of a battle.
I would
This
legit
epic like
throw
battle
it.
scene.
I would legit
Yeah.
throw my airplane across the living room and throw it at the wall, and then my parents would get so mad at me because I'm making dents in the wall. I'm like, they're going light speed though. And my dad was like, I should have never let you watch Star Wars.
Nice. I mean, of course, we aren't science experts. I'd maybe Boom is. I know I'm not. If you're into science and understand any of this, you're open to leave comments or additional information for the episode if we miss anything. According to sciencey guy stuff, Einstein's theory of relativity has a big part to play in light speed travel. As a quick reminder, for those who aren't familiar with Einstein's theory of relativity, it says the laws of physics are the same for all non-accelerating observers, which basically shows that the speed of light within a vacuum is the same no matter what speed the observer travels. Mass and energy cannot be the same thing. Anything with mass in space, it would take a huge amount of energy to move as well. So mass cannot become energy. But you can get very close. You can get to the very tip of light speed according to science. It's theoretically possible. But it would also take the same amount of energy that blew up Alderaan to move a spaceship. And once again, I ask, who shot first? Alderaan or the Death Star? And there's also the Albu, I can't even say this fucking guy's name. Holy shit. Then there's the Al-Alkubir drive concept, which states the idea of bending space to make the ship go fast. It exists as a mathematical idea, and it's similar to Futurama. For those who aren't familiar with Futurama, by the way, my online handle is Death by Shnu, so I absolutely love Futurama. But Professor Farnsworth creates a dark matter engine, but it doesn't move the ship. it moves space around the ship. Not the exact same concept, but similar. So, for example, if you're going to go to Qdoba or Taco Bell, you want to get a burrito and it takes 20 minutes to drive there. Instead, you pull the Earth's surface closer to you, making Qdoba 5 minutes away instead of 20 minutes away. The Albuquerque concept is the same. It has many flaws, though, and one of the fatal flaws is for the crew of the ship. Approaching light speed, the cosmic background radiation left over from the universe would be absorbed into the ship, creating super intense radiation. And that doesn't sound very efficient to travel through the cosmos now, does it? Lastly, there is a third idea of quantum entanglement and wormholes. Quantum entanglement sets a certain group of particles that behave the same. So if you were to rip two of these apart, they would have similar behaviors and be connected through impossible distances, which could create the idea of teleportation. And it sounds a little creepy because the idea behind teleportation states that your original body dies and a clone is made on the other side through teleportation when you're created. So it's the idea of Star Trek. When you're beaming off and on a ship, you could just be torn apart and reconstructed. Technically, you're a clone. You're not the original you. But quantum entanglement, however, is a real thing that can be observed right now, although we aren't at the teleportation phase yet. Wormholes would be another realistic idea, where the general theory of relativity, we haven't been able to observe a wormhole yet. We've seen black holes, we were able to see quantum entanglement, but we haven't actually witnessed a wormhole, which would be, the idea of a wormhole would be like folding a sheet of paper in half and poking a pencil through the middle of the sheet to get from point A to point B super fast. So what do you guys think? Do you like, what theories of these stand out to you? Like what theory do you like the most? Boom or stars?
You want to go ahead and go for stars?
This is a super hard one to talk about because it's super sciencey.
I would probably think about the wormhole. I think that's the more interesting one.
Right. So if we look through science fiction, like these things, there's ideas in science fiction like this for Star Trek, Star Wars, once again, like The Fifth Element. And I'm trying to think. There's other stuff too. Firefly is another one. Where it has stuff like that. Yeah. And
maybe Doctor Who.
Farscape, Doctor Who, absolutely. Yeah. But like no, so like that stuff though, like all those different ideas and concepts, they all revolve around some form of theory. Like Farscape uses wormholes. Like John Crichton in Farscape gets sucked through a wormhole into the middle of a battle. And he gets like captured and put on a prisoner ship. So I mean, so you think wormholes? You think you would put your bottom dollar on wormholes?
It seems like more like an interesting way, but I think the more practical way would probably be the first theory.
The first one where you move space around you, or kind of like the Albu drive concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can't approach the major downfall of that is you need something to protect you from the radiation, because you would be going through space at such an incredible speed that like you would get like thousands of light years of radiation on the ship. What about you, Boom? Which one sounds interesting to you?
I was actually also going to talk about the radiation, which is to me seems the most likely, because literally, like, and I never thought about it really watching Star Wars growing up and everything, like Star Trek as well. Like, when you jump at such a just such a fast speed, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I don't know. There's got to be some type of like cost. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking about like instant travel, like light speed travel. You know what I mean? Like you're just straight jumping into like hyperspace, so they call it, and like going just incredible speeds. When you stop, all of a sudden, you know what I mean?
The inertia.
Yeah, not only the inertia, but like everything that you just like. I don't know, man. I don't. It's like you said, it's a super sciencey topic, if you will. So I'm not even.
No, I get what you're getting at.
To even really talk about this, but like just everything that I feel like would happen as soon as you just stopped, like unless you had the technology to prevent whatever G-force, or I mean, if even there is G-force at that point, like. I don't know. I just feel like it's incredibly like risky, like on the body, like.
Oh yeah, no, you actually like that's the actual theory too. Is if the Earth stops spinning in its rotation, let's say the Earth came to a sudden halt, everything on the surface of the Earth would just be poof. It would turn into
Right.
like molecules. You would just be gone in an instant. No one would know what the hell happened. So no, it's definitely an interesting idea that like no one ever talks about or discusses when you're talking about the idea of hyperdrive travel. Is like what happens when you just instantly stop, when it's just poof.
Yeah.
No, definitely. No, that's definitely like it's like I think, you know, talking about wormholes and stuff like that. Like I don't know if you travel instantly, because the idea of a wormhole is it connects. It's a shortcut. You're connecting
Right.
from one side of the galaxy from point A to point B. So I don't know if you would go like hyperspeed. So like for me, I think like wormholes or even quantum entanglement would be more viable than actually just going straight up like hyperspeed hyperdrive. Because like that would I mean, maybe to transport materials and stuff, but like on organic matter, like what would happen to the actual bodies? That's very interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, quantum entanglement could also be used for communication too. So you could talk to someone from Mars like instantaneously over the phone. And the idea of that is the two particles are so attracted to one another that they're drawn to each other. They're drawn to one another.
I'd probably still never move to Mars just because of Total Recall.
You still have nightmares about Total Recall?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm never moving there.
No, even if it was like turned into another like Earth 2. Like we even like.
Yeah, what if it terraformed? Like,
Yeah,
what if
man.
the traveler showed up and just like made everything beautiful? Just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, what if they had an atmosphere? You still wouldn't want to live there because of Total Recall? You're like,
if I became a guardian, then probably maybe.
well, yeah, but you'd just be revived if you died. If you're a guardian
Yeah,
from
exactly.
Destiny 2.
So I wouldn't have to worry about it. But if I'm a civilian of the last city and Mars is available to move to, I'm like, nah, I'm staying.
Not
here.
your place.
Yeah,
not
staying
your
on
place.
Earth.
Where we,
Not
I
my
mean,
place.
like, what kind of planet would you want to travel to though? If we did have hyperdrive, like, where would you want to go? What would you want to do? Let's say it is viable.
I would want to look for the Halo rings.
You'd look for the Halo rings? You think there's
I would
something?
look for the Halo rings.
I mean, let's say maybe the Halo rings aren't out there, but you would look for ancient alien archaeology. You'd be an archaeologist looking for these different signs of civilization.
Because I've always wanted to look for stuff history-wise around the U.S. Like I want to look for like ruins, monuments, and stuff just throughout the U.S. I've always wanted to travel like that. So like doing that, looking for alien archaeology throughout the galaxy or universe.
That'd be wild. That'd be a trip.
Awesome. That'd be awesome. I would definitely do that.
Well, I mean, it's like triple fold. You're first of all, you're looking for alien archaeology. You're looking for other signs of life that once were or
not
still
just
are.
Other signs, ancient signs.
Ancient signs.
Ancient archaeology.
You'd have to do your hair like the ancient aliens guy, though.
I will.
Well, then on top of that, I would imagine if any of it was advanced, you would discover also like technology with that too. It'd be kind of like the Mass Effect theory here, where like they discovered ancient technology on Mars, digging through Mars, and it rapidly evolved humanity to the point of space travel. Well, I mean, what would you do if you found something though? Like, let's say you're the first person to find an alien archaeology on another planet.
I'd probably research it a little bit more, like try to like understand it better, and then I might like let more of the public know.
Would you ever write like a wackadoodle hypothesis on like any artifacts? Like this used to be an ancient alien sex swing.
Oh, I mean, if it looks like a sex swing, I'd probably say it's a sex swing. It'd be like some extra little harnesses for their tails or something. I don't know.
Extra harnesses for the tails.
I don't know, but I'm like, if it looks like a sex swing to
those
me,
darn tails,
I feel like
that's no moon.
That's no me. Yeah,
that's probably definitely a sex swing. But then like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't make a hypothesis of what they were.
Yep, sex
that
dungeon.
much, but. Yep, I know what happened here.
Could you imagine, like, scientist Stars discovers the first signs of alien life in an ancient dig site. Hypothesis believe it was an ancient sex dungeon for a new species we're calling the Saurians.
It shows a picture of me standing in the middle of the room with like whips and chains and stuff all over the room. Ancient alien whips and chains.
I mean, what would you do, Boom? Like Stars would explore the galaxy looking for archaeology. Like, what would you want to do if you could travel around? What would you
I
look
don't
for?
exactly mean to copy stars, but I actually would just explore planets, like just the different like.
Yeah, you would do a little bit of exploration, see what's out there, try to check for new fauna, check for new life.
I mean, yeah, like just to see how other
Yeah,
planets like evolved, and
that,
just to see like just how everything, like just to kind of learn more about the universe. You
yeah,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
Yeah.
like
Because if
No
you
Man's
figured,
Sky style, right?
I mean, yeah, I've never played that game, but
It's a lot of fun.
I have heard that it is good. Yeah, but yes, like honestly, like just trying to figure out more about the galaxy and just how it was formed and origins and other life forms and stuff like that. Like that would be
Here's
my
the
goal,
ultimate.
just to kind
Yeah,
of like
most
unite the
definitely.
galaxy, man.
Yeah,
Well, the
most
ultimate
definitely try to
question.
find better ways to better the human race as well. It's
Good
just
luck
like,
with that.
well, yeah, definitely. But I
Well,
mean,
the
if you could find something that can make things better in the world, I think it would be good.
no, no,
No, I
totally.
agree.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
what if you
unite
found alien
other
marijuana?
species.
What if he was the first one to find an
I'd keep
alien
that shit.
marijuana?
I
You
would
wouldn't share it.
obviously smoke it. Yeah, no.
I
You
might
wouldn't share it
sell a
with
little bit.
humanity. Like, nah, this is all mine.
Might sell a little bit to my homies for a
Yeah.
It's
discount.
pretty obvious if you think about it, of course.
New alien marijuana strain found by Boom.
Yeah,
If it said found by Boom, we're like, oh, that shit's already smoked.
yeah, it's gone.
Like you just see it in his eyes, like his mind is in hyperdrive, just traveling through the
You
cosmos.
you just see the little twinkles like going by like you would going through light speed.
Yeah, you know exactly. That's what I would imagine. That's how I see someone smoking alien like space weed. How I imagine their face. I
I
mean,
think they'd look like Fry from Futurama.
as for me, I would look for habitable planets. I would want to find like places to colonize if we're actually able to travel the universe. I would want to set up like colonies and bases across the galaxy, across the
Also, a place
universe.
once we ruin this planet.
Yeah, no, we could
We'll
go
have
fuck up
something to
more
go to.
planets. But
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
also you can't discover things if you're not out there. You can't you
Yeah.
can't make discoveries if you're not actively seeking. Or you know for sure if someone colonized a planet, there'd be mining operations, this that. They would stumble across something somewhere eventually. There's like no way that we're just out here by ourselves. So I mean, then when I say that, I say it passively. Like I don't know if there's alien life out there. But if
there's
there
no
is,
way the galaxy's that big or
yeah,
the
that
universe
just
is
that
that big
empty. There
with
has to be signs of
just
life.
humans.
Yeah, like you said, there has to be signs of life or like archaeology or something
Mhm.
to indicate that there was or is others out there. All right, and then
Yeah, I don't know.
if anyone has if you have any ideas of sciencey stuff, if you're more sciencey than we are, please let us know in the comments down below, or you can look us up on Twitter. Have a link in the description. You can come check out the Twitter, talk to us about this episode. Maybe you're interested, maybe you're into science, maybe you have a degree in science, maybe you took physics, so you kind of understand some of the quantum mechanic type stuff. Let us know what we got right, let us know what we got wrong, and let us know your thoughts on the possibility of space travel. Let us know what your favorite idea or theory is to get across the universe, if it's plausible.